you know, why I decided to do this now because it got me thinking. Because they're planning another movie coming out next year. Of course, because it'll probably make some money because due to how popular the TV series was, you know. But this film, looking back now, I wasn't a fan of this movie back then. I'm still not a fan of this movie now. But they still want to do a movie where they try and make the original series canon to this. What am I talking about? Well, you know from the title. I'm talking about the 2010 Karate Kid remake. Oh, I'm sorry. It's wrong. It's the Kung Fu Kid. Yes, I know, because... Which it does, yeah, so... Before I get into that, yes. The Karate Kid from 2010, starring Jaden Smith and Jackie Chan. Now, okay, there's so many things I want to discuss about, but okay, before I get into the story, which isn't much, because it's basically the same beat for beat copy and paste remake of the original, except the locations changed. Except instead of in L.A. Which, or was it? I forgot. It was Detroit or no? It was no, because in the remake they moved from Detroit to China. But I'm talking about like from the original. I forgot what Rock watched because he was wearing the. You know, it's funny, they wore the same, the different football jerseys, like Jaden Smith, he wore the Detroit Lions shirt. In the original, Ralph Macchio was wearing the San Diego Chargers. So I think it was LA, I think it was. But the thing is, the difference is, yeah, it's basically the same copy and paste, beat for beat remake, except the location has changed, right? Except here, it's in China. Which I do, to be fair, there are some nice shots of locations of China. I do give it that, though. Like, good shot, for instance, there's a good shot of the Great Wall, you know? But that's not much, though. But I was saying, though, it's called the Kung Fu Kid. In China, there is actually, in overseas, it is called the Kung Fu Kid, which does make sense, you know? But here, the original producer of the Karate Kid said no to that because you know, the Karate Kid is a popular name, you know? It's a brand name, so that's why they wanted to keep the name in. That's why. But the thing is, though, you look at people nowadays, they mock that now with this film, and they still call it the Kung Fu Kid. I still do because there's no karate in it. It's kung fu. Even Jackie Chan says it's kung fu. You know, in the film though, or even there's a line of dialogue where the mom says karate, and then Jay's like, no, it's kung fu. So yeah, but even nowadays, people still mock that, calling it the Kung Fu Kid, which, to me, I still do, because it's dumb anyway, but the thing is, it's what it is, you know, because there's no karate in it. It's just cut and paste, except for the location difference. It's basically beat for beat, cut and paste, that's what it is. Mom and son move from different location. They meet with a maintenance guy who knows some special martial arts. Kid gets bullied after meeting a pretty girl. The bullies beat him up. The maintenance guy beats them up. Then they decide to do a karate tournament. The training montage, even our maintenance guy has a tragic history, and the training montage, and then kid fall in love with the girl, and then you get the tournament. Not much difference at all. It's basically a beat for beat, you know, like I said, copy and paste. Except with a more modern touch and in a different location. That's the difference. And the director of this film, Harald Zwart, or Wart, I would say. because he kind of looks like a wart on my thumb here. No, I don't have no wart on my thumb. It's a small cut. That's what it should be, maybe. You get the guy who directed Agent Cody Banks and the Pink Panther 2 with Steve Martin. You get the guy who directed those movies to direct the 2010 Karate Kid remake. My guess is good. Your guess is as good as mine. I don't know. The fact of why this has Jaden Smith in it because Will Smith and his company bought the name to the Karate Kid. That's why his name is on here, and that's why his name is on the Cobra Kai, the credits of the Cobra Kai series. Because he and his company own that. He basically Will Smith owns the Karate Kid, the franchise. So that's why they said his name is on the Cobra Kai series. His name is in this movie, as executive producer. And even the upcoming one. And even Will Smith, not only Will Smith, but the next upcoming Karate Kid remake, yeah, well, not remake, but the sequel. Even Jaden Smith's name is in there. I'm like, god damn, man. And which, I'm glad Jaden Smith is not in it. But it ain't so much because we don't need. First of all, this 2010 remake did not need to be made. And that's number one. Did not need to be made. Personally, I didn't think this whole franchise did not need a Cobra Kai series. I know I'm all alone in the dark with this. I know I'm in the minority on this, because a lot of people really enjoy the Cobra Kai series. My brother enjoys it. My mom enjoys it. Because first of all, my mom likes Ralph Macchio, but my brother, he enjoys the series. Personally, I didn't get. Well, there are a couple of times they asked me to sit down and watch it with them. But the thing is, though, in the back of my mind, as I'm watching, like, this whole thing did not need to be a TV series with it, with the whole thing with Johnny and, what they're doing in life and Ralph Macchio. And then even with Martin Cove's character, I didn't really care that it didn't. Well, I guess I'm wrong on this because it got 6 seasons. So I guess I am wrong on that though. So it was probably enough to get 6 seasons. So, but in my opinion, it didn't need to be a series. This whole big franchise of this series, I enjoyed the first Karate Kid movie. That's a classic, no doubt about it. Ralph Macchio, Pat Morita, which I'll get into more. But the chemistry they had with each other in the first one, especially in the second film, it was like this. Like this, tight. Like a father and son figure. Now, Karate Kid Part 3, I did not like. I did not like Part 3, and I know people are gonna probably get flack for this though. But I rather watch the new Karate Kid over Part 3, the new Karate Kid with a young teenage Hilary Swank. I'd rather watch the new Karate Kid over Part 3, and I'd rather watch Part 4 over this 2010 remake. I know I'll get flagged for that though, but the thing is, I just think it is just. Yeah, first of all, I like Hilary Swank. Of course, Hilary Swank. From The $1 Million Baby, Insomnia. Hilary Swank's a good actress. She would later become a successful actress, So I don't think she was not that bad in the new Karate Kid. But I really watched Part 4 over Part 3 and the 2010 remake. So, but the best one of the franchise is the first two. No, there's no doubt about that. So, but the thing is, this film made a lot of money, probably because then that's another thing, which was said with Will Smith, because why Jaden Smith's in this, because, okay, with Jaden Smith and Will Smith, okay, I like The Pursuit of Happiness. I thought back then, when Jaden Smith, when he was a little kid in that movie, I thought he did fine, with telling the true life story, what these two, what this father and son went through back then, but I thought Will Smith and Jaden Smith in that movie were good, though. But the thing is, though, I think that Jaden Smith was really getting pushed to become this new child star, you know, and him getting more roles like this movie. Thing is, though, he sucked in this movie. I'm sorry. To me, he's one of the worst. Besides the Pursuit of Happiness, the films Onward he did. To me, he's one of the worst child actors. He sucked in this movie. Did not care for him in the remake of the 2008 remake of The Day the Earth Stood Still, and I sure as hell hated M. Night's After Earth, with both of them are in it again. I sure as hell hated him in that movie. And plus, even real life, even Jaden Smith seems like a D-bag nowadays. And plus, he's trying to be his father. You're not your father. I'm sorry. You're not your father, Will Smith. Because I thought Will Smith, back then, well, not nowadays though, but back then with Independence Day, or where there was be his breakthrough series of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, or the Men in Black series. I didn't even put Wild Wild West, over his new films nowadays. As much people that film gets hated though, but I'm saying, I can have dumb fun with that, science fiction and western film, just roll with it, But other films, like even what else from Will Smith from back then? Independence Day, yeah. The Men in Black series, yeah. Even back then, probably when he did the romantic comedies like Hitch, that was successful. That was a successful film. Or iRobot, that's another one. I enjoy iRobot. Yeah, I enjoy iRobot. Yeah, and even the Bad Boys movies, the first three, yes, which includes the 2023 movie, Bad Boys for Life. I enjoyed that film. Now the fourth film sucked. Ride or Die. The fourth film sucked. But just like now with Will Smith nowadays, especially what in past couple of years, you get what I'm saying. Because there was a moment. Maybe I'm just guessing on this though. But of course, there was a moment where in the alternate ending of this, which was deleted though, right, where after Jaden Smith won, the evil master, who's the supposed Martin Cove, right, slapping his students, I had to wonder if Will Smith saw that. They probably maybe I can use that later against Chris Rock. Well, he didn't expect to say that, but yeah, I wonder if because I did the whole thing when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock at the Oscars, Which he was a complete asshole for that. It's a goddamn joke. Take it. It's supposed to be funny. It's supposed to make people laugh. That's called comedy. I already did two part 1 and part 2 videos on that. You can go check that out. So I'm not gonna get the whole slap heard around the world again. But just see him trying. Maybe he was trying to push him because Jaden Smith at that time was this 12 at this time now. Still, but overall, still though, I still didn't care about Jaden Smith. To me, I didn't give a rat's ass about him in this movie. Pursuit of Happiness is the only thing I'll give him a pass for. The rest of the other films he did sucked, especially the worst of all, After Earth. Because what did he do after Earth or whatever? Nowadays, no. I don't hear nothing about him, thank God. Plus, he has a douchey mom, Jaden Bacon Smith, the recent things I heard about her, No, not including the Chris Rock joke, but the other things she did, on other things. Yeah, the Smith family is just a whole bunch of cuckoos now. So yeah, that's the whole thing about that. So why Will Smith's all his hand in this. He bought the franchise and stuff like that, and why Jaden's in this. And I think thank God at least he's not in the next one. Because Jackie Chan, the next upcoming from next year, Jackie Chan's in it. They want to make another one with him and Ralph Macchio in there. Because because the series and with Jackie Chan, I'm sure people will look forward to seeing that, you know. And I don't look forward to seeing it. I don't. By the way, I think one of the cast members, I think Danny McBride's gonna be in it. I'm like, well, that's pretty much sums it up. That pretty much sums it up, doesn't it? You know. Goddamn, Danny McBride, jeez. I mean, he basically screwed up when he helped wrote those shitty Halloween movies. Yeah, he wrote those, but he didn't act in them though. But still, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that. Yeah. Okay, how many minutes in? So let's get right to it. I mean, there's not much to talk about. It's the same beat for beat, right? Like I said, Jaden and his mom, they moved from Detroit to China to start over a new life. Jaden goes to this new school, and I think the mom was even acting bitchy. I mean, force him to try to talk to this person, speak Chinese. You know, I'm like, screw you. You know, you think I can learn Chinese, which I haven't know, especially at a young age. I don't know how to speak a foreign language. I don't. That's why I never learned any languages. Yeah, of course, to me back then, when I was, elementary school, or I took a language class for Spanish, I did a shit job of it. The only Spanish I know is just learning to count to 10 in Spanish. That's the only pretty much thing I ever learned. But it's forcing you to just, try to talk to that person, speaking Chinese. I'm like, screw you. And that's when he meets the bullies and the girl. He meets the girl, then the bullies came, they bully him, they pick on him, and now he wants to learn Kung Fu. Not karate, Kung Fu. Like even the mom says, karate? No, it's Kung Fu. B for B, like in the original, when Ralph Macchio did something to the bullies, and then they end up chasing him. Same here. Jaden Smith does something to the bullies, he runs, they chase after him, and they beat him up. And then he gets saved by Mr. Miyagi. In this case, Mr. Han, played by Jackie Chan. Now, since they're little kids, so he can't beat them up, so that's why he's always blocking them and using their attacks against them, you know. And, okay, with Jackie Chan, I already said about what Jaden Smith, you know. But Jackie Chan, I think he's trying, some of the maneuvers he's doing, he's using their techniques against them, making them hit each other, whatever. But at the same time, when I look at Jackie Chan, it looks like he's bored. Either he's bored or he's looking tired, you know, from the expression on his face, like that, or either he looks bored or he looks tired. Pick either one. But with the moves he do, even back then, he can still do moves, you know. Although I did find funny when he was throwing one of them around. I did get a laugh out of that. So, and then the same thing, the kid, before his vision gets blurry, before he passes out, like in the original, when he sees the maintenance guy beat them up, like in the original. Then he passes out, and like the original, I keep saying like the original because it's basically the same thing, you know. The guy has a magical healing power, and then he wants to train with him, you know. Except of course there is a scene that kind of mocks the original. You know how when Mr. Miyagi was catching a fly with the chopsticks, right? Here, they kind of make fun of that when, you're thinking Jackie Chan's going to do the same thing when he catches a fly with the chopsticks. No, he just ended up thinking that fakes out, but then he said uses a fly swatter to hit the fly with. So it kind of mocks that, you know. I mean, it's like the thing was, this Mr. Miyagi, he's pretty good, you know, he can catch a fly with chopsticks. Yeah, here they make fun of that by, instead of chopsticks, he uses a fly swatter. So, he wants to learn Kung Fu, not karate. Of course, the whole thing with it's not wax on, it's wax off, you know. Here it's pick up the jacket, hang the jacket up, put on the jacket. I'm like, okay. I get the whole thing, but the thing is, though, the difference is in the first movie when he was learning this, when Daniel was learning this. You're thinking, okay, we the audience are thinking, why is he making us teach this stuff? You know, why is he making us teach? Like, okay, wax on, wax off, paint the fence, sand the floor, you know. And then all of a sudden, Pat Morita goes, yeah, and then okay, the moves make sense now, you know. It does make sense, and plus Pat Morita brings humor into it as well when he does like, yeah, you know, and the other jokes he says in the movie, you know. Oh, you got a belt? Yeah, I got a belt. Bought it for like $4.99 at the store, you know. Because, you know, back then, because Pat Morita, he was funny, you know. He was a funny guy back then, you know. If you've seen his little roles on Happy Days as Arnold, you know, and he was a funny guy back then. So he does bring that little bit of humor into Mr. Miyagi. So. And yeah, and that's what part made it. Here, I didn't see no humor in Jackie Chan. He's too busy looking tired and bored. That's the best way I can describe Jackie Chan. It's his facials make him seem like that, you know. I know I'm sure it's not Jackie Chan's fault. It's not though. But hey, it was a paycheck for him, and he got to do a little bit of stuff though. Although it's funny though, they cut that whole deleted scene out. You know, the alternate ending out. You know, I'm like. When was the film you see they cut a fight with Jackie Chan out of the movie? You don't, you know, much, you know. But okay, so that's the whole pick up the jacket, hang the jacket, put on the jacket. I'm like, it was different when we didn't see, we were guessing why in the first movie. Here is like, okay, you pick up the jacket and hang the jacket, or you put it on. So, and then the whole thing with the whole him getting into the tournament, you know, competing with the, you know, with Jackie Chan, consoling the teacher. This one's named Mr. Lee. But the difference, I think, in the difference, you know, at least, you know, the teacher in this, the evil teacher, the instructor, was a nothing villain. At least in I'm saying Cobra Kai, but yes, even in the Karate Kid. Maybe in Cobra Kai, but I'm talking about the first Karate Kid. Making comparison. The first Karate Kid, Martin Kove, he had personality to him, you know? I mean, like, he was even trying to make it humorous as well. He's like, you're a pushy little bastard, aren't you? But I like that. I like that, you know? And then he's like, if you two don't show up, it's going to be open season on him. It's going to be open season on you. So, I mean, yeah, Martin Kove, he had a personality to him as I forgot the goddamn guy's name now. I know people are going to say, oh, he's this name. Yes, in the comments, I'm pretty sure. Save me time here. Yeah, even though I should know this by now. Yes, John Kreese. Okay, Kreese. There you go. Okay. Kreese. So yes, they gave Kreese a personality. There you go. He was more of a memorable villain. I don't know nothing about this Mr. Lee this Mr. Lee teacher, you know? Like I said, Martin Kove had a personality. You know, he's like, at the end, Johnny, sweep the leg. You got a problem with that? No mercy. So. But yeah, I don't remember a damn thing. I didn't watch it because I haven't watched this movie in years. Just so you know, I haven't watched this movie in years, and to this day I still don't remember a damn thing about the teacher. And what else? And the film. Okay, what's the other thing? The running time. It was like 2 hours and 20 minutes, and it was way too long. I mean, the first film, it ran at least 2 hours, but thing is though, it went back at much more better pace. It was much more better pace in the first movie, and even the second movie, you know. But the thing is, the first movie it was shorter though, despite being like 2 hours. The second film was also a better paced movie as well. Which I think I enjoyed the second film a bit more because it delved, because the one thing like I said before, the chemistry between Daniel and Mr. Miyagi, that's what made the especially the first two movies work so well. Because like I said, it's like a father and son bonding, right? Especially in the second film. I didn't feel nothing, no bonding, whatever. I felt none of that with Jaden Smith and Jackie Chan. I felt none of that at all. And I bought the chemistry between Daniel and Mr. Miyagi. Because like I said, it's like a father and son. Like Daniel had got like another father figure in his life, you know? I bought that. And I felt that. And especially in the second film. I didn't feel none of that in this movie. Nothing at all. That was one of the main issues with the movie. That bond between the student and teacher. I didn't feel that at all. And then also dealing with like each one had their tragic past, like Mr. Miyagi with his wife and with his wife and kid. I think the difference is that I think his wife was pregnant with his son, and then she died. I think she got hit by a driver. Or in the remake of this, it was Jackie Chan's fault that his wife and kid got killed because he was drinking and driving. That's why in this movie the difference is that he keeps on rebuilding that car, and then during that time of the year when the anniversary the tragic happened, he smashes that car to bits because of what he did. Now that is a little bit okay. I do give that's a little bit of a dramatic performance from Jackie Chan. I do, because yeah, Jackie Chan, he can do a little bit of dramatic performance too as well. I can see that. I've seen him done quite a bit of times in his films, you know. So you do get a little bit of that dramatic performance from Jackie Chan when that scene happens. Because, you know, which kind of plagues on the real life stuff. If someone who's drinking driving and the tragic happens, yeah, you have to carry that burden on you for the rest of your life, you know. So I do kind of buy that just a little bit of that in this character of Mr. Han. But that's pretty much about it, you know. Because nothing else weighed in this film. Nothing for me, you know. Nothing weighed in this film. I felt nothing. Nothing else. And then after that, you know, then we get the training, and which this song okay. There's the soundtrack and the score. The score in this film is done by, sadly, James Horner. He's passed away. When his death happened in was it in 2016 or 2015. James Horner, rest in peace, man. He's also a good composer as well. He did great scores like from especially Aliens. That's the best score he's done. He's done scores on a lot of good movies, especially Aliens the most. The last one he did before he passed away when he was working on was the 2016 remake of The Magnificent Seven. He was working on that when he passed away. That's why there's another name on the credits with them along with James Horner in that movie. But his score in this sadly was forgettable. I'm sorry. Rest in peace, James Horner, but this is one of your more forgettable, least favorite scores you've done. And the soundtrack, the songs in this. I mean, you had songs in the first movie. You had Survivor. You know, same they did Eye of the Tiger from the Rocky movie, Rocky 3. You had Survivor playing in that. And also, the song, you know, you're the best, during the whole montage of the tournament. Here, you get songs like, you get freaking Justin Bieber playing. You get Justin Bieber, and you got freaking Flo Rida playing. Flo Rida, you know, the scene where they're dancing in the arcade, and that song is playing Flo Rida, Get Low, whatever, you know. He hit the floor, gotta get low, 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 low. There's days with the bird. You got Flo Rida playing, and then you get Justin Bieber playing in this. So you go from a great soundtrack, like in the first movie, like the song during the tournament, the best one, and then Survivor, and in here you get Justin Bieber, you get Flo Rida. You can tell if you listen to the soundtracks between the first and the remake, you can tell it's a huge downgrade. Big difference. You tell me which soundtrack is much better. Or the score is much better, you know? So they get the whole thing, and the whole training, where they get some nice shots of the Great Wall, and nice landscapes of China. And, of course, they see the scene where this woman is bobbing with the Cobra, a CGI Cobra. I mean, couldn't get someone like who's experienced with it, dealing with a real Cobra, because you know how those people overseas, they always, like, they do the thing, those putting on the show, where they're always teasing the Cobra, you know? Or in the case, or a perfect example, why don't you do like the thing like in Raiders of the Lost Ark with the whole thing with the snakes? You know, you put like a temporary glass between them, you know, and when there's a like reflection, you know, you can digitally edit that out, you know. But it has to be a CGI, but it has to be a completely CGI, you know. Which is not surprising because they CGI everything nowadays. It's not surprising, even back then, 2010, you know. So then after the whole training thing, like I said, and then we get to the tournament, which pretty much is the same. But then we get those whole montage of during the whole montage of the tournament. Then we get this another random song out of the blue, which is Red Hot Chili Peppers' "Higher Ground" playing. I mean, that just felt like a so out of place song to put in. I mean, I've heard that song a couple times in films before, like in The Walking Tall with The Rock, and then, of course, the opening of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie. But this felt so out of place, out of the blue, you know. But like I said, they get the whole montage of the training of the tournament, and then the whole thing with the whole sweep the leg, injure his leg, and then they had to do the mystical healing power, and then of course, when the ending between the two, the showdown between the two, right? In the original, the whole thing with Daniel doing the whole crane kick against Johnny and winning. Here, he just this backwards, this kick and flipping backwards, flipping around, which I'm like, I don't buy Jaden Smith doing that himself at all. Definitely had to be wire work. But before he does that, though, he does like this whole. I don't know how he learned this, the whole thing using the or maybe I missed it because like I said, I haven't seen this film since in forever. When he's doing the whole, you know, trying to match the movement of the Cobra, right? How did he learn? How did he know that be using that to his advantage? I have no idea. I might have missed it though. I'm sorry. But he does that, and then he does the whole flying kick, spinning backwards, which I'm like, I don't buy him doing that himself at all. Or there was another thing where he was doing spinning on his knees, and then I just don't buy. I didn't buy him. The whole thing is spinning on his knees looks silly, and then the whole thing spinning on doing the flying kick and spinning back around, you know. And then, of course, when he wins, okay, let's say it came to the cut ending or the deleted ending where the evil instructor, he slaps the kids, the students were failing, which I said before, like, I guess Will Smith must have later picked that up, though, because that's what, you know, when Chris Rock made that unfunny joke, you know. But then Jackie Chan, he steps in, he fights the instructor. He knocks him, kicks him, he knocks him to the ground. He wins, and then those students, now they show respect for Jackie Chan. Now they bow to him, you know. So, but it's funny you cut a Jackie Chan fight out. So, pretty much what I said of this whole time is pretty much a beat for beat. Copy and paste or cut and paste remake of the original. Like I said, it was a pointless remake that didn't need to be made. It did not. Thing is, I'm wrong on that part because it made over 300 million worldwide. So it proved me wrong on that part. You know, it made over a lot of money. So, but I'm like I said, but it's pretty much copy and paste. You know. Let's see if I missed anything. Mother and son move to a different location, start a new life. They meet with the maintenance guy. Kid sees a pretty girl, falls in love, gets bullied, and then does like the whole messing with them, runs away, gets beat up again. The maintenance guy saves him, beats the bullies up. then does the whole training montage with them, and then the whole wait till the tournament, confronts the teacher. Then we have the whole tragic backstory of the teacher. The whole argument between mother and son. You know, I don't want to live here. This is our home now. I don't want to live, but this is our home now. That too as well. Then the whole training montage, like I said. Then basically the tournament, and the whole sweep the leg in the tournament. Right. I don't think I miss anything out because it's pretty much the same movie, like I said. But then they're going to do a sequel, which is trying to. I think it's supposed to be canon to the original to this franchise because Jackie Chan's coming back, so it's supposed to be in the same universe as the Karate Kid. But if that's the case, then thank God Jaden Smith is not in this because I didn't want to see Jaden Smith. I don't want to see more of his ass. I don't want to because I think he sucked in this movie. Whether it was his fault or not, where he was forced to do this, it was pushed onto him. Yeah, when you're a kid, especially when you're born into a rich family of an actor, well, both actors. So that's probably a big shoe. It's probably big shoes to fill in because your father is he's much more of a popular actor than Jaden Smith is, to be honest, because Will Smith has a better track record of movies than Jaden Smith does. Yeah, Jaden Smith, she voiced Gloria in the Madagascar movies, which did not mind her in that though, but still. In real life, she's a 0. Okay? And plus, I think the last time I saw her was in that fourth Matrix movie, Revelations, and that sucked too. But Jaden Smith, you're not Will Smith. You're not your father. You're not Will Smith, okay? I think there was even a moment where he was kind of acting. It was like kind of acting like Will Smith, like how Will Smith talks and his tone, I think I saw that a little bit, and we was trying to do that in this movie. I'm like, it didn't work. Like I said, you're not your father, okay? You're not Will Smith. You're not. Fine. The Pursuit of Happiness is the only thing I like doing. Onward, you sucked, okay? You're one of the worst child actors I've seen. Especially nowadays, it seems like a little egotistical D-bag, The whole Smith family is cuckoo nowadays. But yeah, just like After Earth was an abysmal to watch. Him in this film, The Day the Earth Stood Still remake. I mean, Jackie Chan, I love Jackie Chan. I grew up watching Jackie Chan, I like Rumble in the Bronx. I like The Legend of the Drunken Master. What was it? The Super Cop movie he did. And then, of course, the Rush Hour movies. Well, the first two especially, though. But the Rush Hour films. And then, wow, I forgot. There was another film I blanked out for that other movie he did, though. But still, I like Jackie Chan, Here, he's doing with the movies the fights he's doing the best he can. But the thing is, at the same time, he looks bored and he looks tired. I don't know how I can describe how the way he looks in this movie. He looks bored and he looks tired. That's why I can describe him. I mean, there was also the film he did. What was it? 2017. It was called The Foreigner. It was kind of almost like a revenge movie for him, So, like I said, dramatic performances. You do get a little bit of that during the whole scene with him destroying the car again. You do get a little bit of dramatic performance from him. Even a little bit later in that movie, almost him doing almost like a drama thriller. Still though, so you can see him. He can express his acting out besides doing just martial arts and comedy too. But I think I wasn't an overall fan of the Foreigner either. Sad to say though, but still. But Jackie Chan, I like Jackie Chan though, but. And I did not buy and did not see the bonding between teacher and student like Miyagi and Daniel did especially in the first two movies. I did not buy that at all. I did not see that. I did not buy it in this. So that was the main factor. I did not see that at all in this movie. James Horner, rest in peace, but his soundtrack was forgettable. Well, his score was forgettable. I'm sorry to say. The soundtrack, the songs. Red Hot Chili Peppers' Higher Ground was so out of the blue choice for the tournament. They get freaking Justin Bieber in there. Fuck Justin Bieber. You know, little shit he is. And then Flo Rida playing. That's how the soundtrack has gone down compared to the first movie. We have Survivor playing. The same group that's saying Eye of the Tiger from Rocky 3. And then the song of the playing at the end too. You're the best. Da, 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 you're the best. Wow. Major big difference there. You can tell which one is a much better soundtrack. That's what I think about that movie. That's what I feel about that movie. So yeah. And the film did not need to be over 2 hours long. It did not. Over 2 hours and 20 minutes. And that's what it felt. It dragged on. It just kept lingering. It lingered. It dragged on. So slowly. Jeez, you know. The first film was like 2 hours, but it went much more faster paced, you know? It was much better paced. Even the sequel, the part 2, was much better paced. So. Fuck the 2010 Karate Kid, Kung Fu Kid. Okay, yeah. The Kung Fu Kid remake. I know, but people still mock that though. Yes, I do. People still do. So, you know, fuck the Karate Kid 2010 remake. Not a fan of it. I don't look forward to seeing the new one. And like I said before, I was never into the whole Cobra Kai series. I wasn't. To me though, the only good ones to watch is the first movie and the second film, Karate Kid and Karate Kid Part 2. And even like I rather even pick the new Karate Kid Part 4 over this. That's just me though. So yeah, this is what I wanted to talk about for a while because I heard the news about the new. I heard about the news about the next new one. You know, with Jackie Chan, Ralph Macchio, yeah, trying to be canon. Like this film takes place in the same universe as the original, you know, or Cobra Kai 2, you know. So. But I'm not interested in seeing the sequel. The next one, I'm not. And plus, I'm pretty sure Jackie Chan's probably not gonna do much because he's up there in age, so he's gonna be a little bit slower. You know, probably looking tired the same way. You know, bored too. Because like you said, Jackie Chan, he's what, in his 70s now. Maybe he can still do a little bit, but you know, he's not how he was back in like when he did like Rumble in the Bronx or Rush Hour and stuff like that. You know. Or even back then when he did his other Chinese martial arts movies, you know. You know, that's what happens when the decades go by and you know, it's like the same thing. I think Liam Neeson he retired from doing action movies because he's up there in age. He's in his 70s now. That's why like I said, even Liam Neeson is done doing action films because he's getting old. You know, he's up there in age. Like all these other action stars, we get to other in age, you get slow and you get tired. So, that's what I think. That's what I'm guessing. From when the next Karate Kid comes out, I don't think Jackie Chan's not going to do much because, like I said, they bring him in because of this film and the name of the Karate Kid. That's why they're bringing him in. But I think he's not going to do much. You know, that's what I'm saying right now. So that's my thoughts on the 2010 Karate Kid movie remake. It sucked. It was a pointless and lame, another pointless and lame remake. Now, it's not the worst remake, not by far. I've seen a whole lot worse remakes, believe me. So, I would not even put this in the top 10 worst remakes. It's not. So, there's a positive right there. It's not in my list of the top worst remakes. So, there's your positive right there. So, but it's still. But thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more to come, and we'll see you next time. Later.